All right, now let's begin with Shuffle Partitions demo. So this time I have opened the SQL editor and have chosen the notebook. So you can also choose notebook, then the percentile SQL. If you note the code, it tells the to run a SQL query. So a notebook can have tons of um, commands in different languages as well. So we can anytime switch the language by clicking here SQL Scala R. So most of our all our queries are in SQL. That's why I've written this. So here we are basically creating a small sample data set. If you look, the we have the data set here. This is how our you might be familiar about the SQL. We are just creating sales transactions, right, as from this. Then we'll be querying. Let's run our first cell by clicking run here. So let's show the results, and there we go. We have executed a select star from sales transaction, and we are ordered by the transaction ID. So this is how the data looks good. Now let's go ahead with our second step. If you look here, we are basically setting the SQL.shuffle partitions. I'll run it. Let's view the result here. So if you look, this basically spark.sql shuffle partitions tells Spark how many shuffle output partitions to create. Now let's go down here. So here we are basically aggregating revenue by the region. Let me first run it. I'll explain you what this basically does. So the results, if you look here, we are doing a group by. So group by is one of the most common shuffle operation, because Spark must bring all rows for the same region together. That moment across the partition is called basically the shuffle. This is exactly where the our spark.sql shuffle partitions matters, right? Let's go ahead with our next step. Let's run this. So this is basically explaining our physical plan. If you're familiar with the DBA knowledge, then you might be knowing about the physical plans here by looking at the values. Now let's if you look here, like we are lowering the shuffle partition count. Let me run this. I'll explain what this does. Now let's check the results here. So here we go with the value 4, because that's what we have set here. Spark.sql partitions equal to 4, right? We have set this. So the if we look at our sample data set above, so it's kind of very tiny data set probably. So using the default is 200, right? It's way more. So that's why we have lowered it down to 4, right? And now we'll rerun the same aggregation, right? Let's check it out. If we rerun the same execution, right, this value you might be familiar. Let's go back here. See, this is the same we have executed. The value is basically same if we compare here and here. So this tells that um, tuning affects performance, not the business logic, right? We are getting the same output anyway. Now the last step, let me run this. I'll explain this as well. Let's show the results, and there we go. So here we are like basically building a sample model data set. So a transformation prepares the data. A model basically organizes transform data into reusable shape for reporting or downstream analytics. And if we look at the code here, so we can see the it basically creates a small monthly revenue model by month and region here. Now, as the last step, we are basically resetting everything to default. If I show the results here, I have mentioned the same. So we have set spark.sql shuffle partitions to 0, which is kind of the default, resetting it. And lower values, as mentioned here, usually help with the small data. Higher can help large shuffles. So that's what it concludes with this tutorial. Please make sure this time I have run using the serverless, using the GPU. This might cost you a bit of bucks as well. So please be careful, because this is not our normal SQL warehouse. So this hands-on is something different out of the box we have tried. So thank you so much. That's what goes for Shuffle Partitions. Let's meet in our next lecture.